I'm Sean Elliott, a seasoned career development professional, and let's talk about expectations in our job search today. What are some of the top traditional methods of finding a job? Handing out a resume, applying online, networking, job fairs. These are some of the answers I hear from many of our students when I ask this question. Did you have to study something ahead of time to figure these things out? No. Perhaps you're using some of these strategies in your job search now. Now, do you think most people think of these strategies? Well, yes, of course. So, in some ways, career development professionals, employment counselors, and HR reps are not the only professionals that focus on these kind of tools. Now, when do you think most job hunters come to professionals like myself as a career development professional? What kinds of tools, methods, strategies do they want help with? Well, all of the above. But people usually seek out the help of a professional like myself when these things are not working for them. So the question is, why are they not working? Well, consensus among experts is that you should send out about 500 to 1,000 resumes if you're merely sending them out without applying for a specific posting or if you haven't been asked for it. Yet with career success services at the college that I work at, we still get hundreds of students coming to our career hub every week asking if they can print off piles of resumes to distribute for part-time and graduate work. So if you were into gambling, would those be good odds? On one job posting website for an agency that worked with multiple companies, they collected over 85,000 resumes, but less than 850 resumes were even looked at. Guess how long the average employer takes to review a resume to determine if they should invite you to an interview? Less than 10 seconds. The research indicates the average time an employer takes to review a resume for a potential interview is 6 to 8 seconds. And that's if they're not using an ATS or digital system to narrow down the prospects. A lot of people think they would take 5 to 10 minutes or even an hour to look at someone's resume. No, it's only 6 to 8 seconds. So looking at it from the perspective of the job hunter, rejection is the most predominant reaction to most of the job search methods. And so if we do not talk about other work search strategies, we're going to spend more time trying to pick ourselves up from the rejection than exploring ways to fulfill our dreams, our goals, and our desires. Therefore, we need to understand how can we grow in job hunting skills, but equally important, if not more important, we need to consider how non-traditional methods, of securing work can help. And this is what a career development professional can help you with to explore further. Now, if I asked you if you have considered looking into working for a specific company, what would be one of the top ways for you to explore that company? Most would indicate that they would look at the company's website to see if there's any prospects listed. Many people might even say, well, I would apply for the different jobs on their site, or I would even connect with someone in the company. The top action that most job seekers consider is applying for jobs on the internet through the company's website or even other job banks. Do you know what the success rate is for that approach? It's actually 4 to 7% is the common success rate for someone to get an interview using that method. So if you're thinking that you've ruled out the prospect merely because you've looked at the websites and possibly even sent your resume, you've missed over 90% of the potential with that company. So think about it this way. Would you buy something merely because a brochure was placed in the sleeve of your door? Yet you've shared some of the most precious golden details about your qualifications. You put it in a nice promotional piece of paper called a resume. You've dropped it in the digital door of the employer, and now you expect them to read between the lines and how interested, willing, qualified, and maybe even desperate you are. So as you can see from the stats of job hunting success methods. The success rates of traditional methods are not as promising as we would hope for. When we send off our resumes or we look into prospects, we even think about answering ads in professional trade journals that are directly fit into your field is only 7%. Going to different employment agencies and services, yes, that can help. But again, it's not as great as what we would think. Now, we don't know what is the actual success of participating in the gig or the freelance work because they're not registered. Now, when we get into networking and asking for leads and knocking on the doors of prospective employers, that's where we see some of the highest success in the traditional methods. Okay? So those are great. However, what I would like to share with you, did you know what kind of method will get you the highest level of success? Well, according to the 2020 edition of What Color is Your Parachute, using non-traditional methods of job hunting will result in success 86% of the time. Now, that's 12 times the effectiveness of posting your resume with employers. And that is the perspective that a career development professional can do in helping you to access what we call the hidden job market. So in the meantime, let's look at the foundational aspects of job hunting so that you can ensure you're using a well-rounded job search. Now, dispelling the myth means that applicants often start at the opposite point than where employers start. Employers start their networking about potential candidates to hire from within. Like they talk to those who work with their organization. Hey, who do you know? Who do you know that might be looking for a job? Yet applicants starting their job search start at the job ads that they can see. They go to the employer's website. They see what's posted. Meanwhile, the employer hasn't even posted anything yet. So really, they're at opposite ends of the spectrum. And by the time the applicant looks at the ad, the employer may already have a few prospects in mind, or at least has a sense of really what they're going to narrow the role down to in terms of what that focus is going to be. So really the goal here as a job hunter is to grow in your networking by making personal connections. And this is often one of the top reasons why students reach out to people like myself in career services and our career hub for more support. Here's one way that you could get started. Okay? Build your introductory elevator pitch. In less than 60 seconds, figure out a way to introduce yourself with the top 3 qualifications and approach professionals in the field you want to work in. Conduct regular introductions to companies and professionals by asking them, 1, are you hiring in your company? If they say no, you move on to the next question. 2, do you know someone who might be hiring? Okay. You get a contact, great, super, move on with that. If the answer is no, move on to the third question, which is, can you introduce me to someone who can help me learn more about this field and what's going on? Okay, so to do this, start with a 30-second introduction with the top 3 qualifications, and then ask the professional if you can take 10 to 15 minutes of their time for this kind of what we call informational interview. Now, to discover more on how to do this and build a bit of a plan, check out my video on fueling your job search networking through an introductory elevator pitch. So for more details, contact me by email at sean.elliott@georgiancollege.ca or check out some of our resources on the student portal at MyGC Life. Georgian students can access the student portal of resources and online platforms that your student activity fees pay for through MyGC Life. So after you log into MyGC Life through the Georgian College website, go to the Career Co-op Field Placement Resources page under Student Services section. From there, you'll see a library of resources that can help you with job searching, resume, cover letter writing, interview preparation, job posting boards and websites, career planning, career success stories, events, student platforms for interview practice and career cruising, and much more. In addition, Georgian students have exclusive access to job postings, workshop calendars, and appointment bookings that are focused on college employers wanting our students and grads. So we look forward to connecting with you soon.